All right, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily, and we're going to be talking something very interesting and very important to bear in mind, because it's a human challenge that people experience, and maybe more regularly than we would like to, appreciate. But we've been joined this morning by Dr. Edu Boateng, the CEO of Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, and we're going to be talking about strokes and all you need to know about stroke this morning. Dr. Edu Boateng, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Good morning.
All right.
Good morning.
Now, stroke is a space, an area, a medical challenge that, as lay people, we talk about what we see physically, the symptoms of it. But tell us, as a medical personnel, what is a stroke?
Okay. Good morning, viewers. When we talk about stroke, stroke happens when blood is unable to flow to the brain.
Okay.
Anybody who has stroke should understand that at that point in time, that stroke strike that person down, blood was unable to flow to the brain.
Okay.
What happened? What is in the blood at all that causes it? Well, once you know that the blood that everybody has nutrients. That is every food, all the food you eat, the nutritional part of it ends up in the blood. Oxygen that we breathe in, ends up in the blood.
Yeah.
And all these things, and then even water that we take ends up in the blood. And every part of our body needs this nutrient, oxygen, and then water.
Okay.
So at any point in time when you don't have enough blood flowing to the brain, what happens is that you are starving the brain from oxygen.
Okay.
You are starving the brain from water. You are starving the brain from nutrients. That part of the brain dies off.
Okay.
And that results into. And then this thing happens in two ways.
Okay.
So if you look at it, there are two main types of stroke.
Okay.
There's what we call ischemic stroke,
yeah.
and then we have what we call hemorrhagic type of stroke. The ischemic stroke happens when blood, it happens when you don't have enough blood flowing to the brain. So blood in ischemic, blood will flow, but the blood that is flowing into the brain will not be enough.
Okay.
So once it's not enough, meaning that the brain is not getting enough blood as it needs. So what happens is that, that part of the body, the brain dies off. And then another type is what we call the hemorrhagic. Hemorrhagic happens when the vessels sending blood to the brain burst, or there's what we call it ruptures, or it leaks. So once it leaks, meaning that blood is oozing into the person's brain. In that type of stroke, in fact, it happens to about 20–30% of people that had gotten stroke.
Okay.
And in most of these cases, most of these people don't even survive it. When the blood starts oozing in the brain, some people don't even survive it at all. But then if you look at it, the ischemic is what is more predominant. Okay. You realize that about 70% of people suffering from stroke suffers from this ischemic type of stroke. Okay. So when you ask me, that is the overview of stroke. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what I find interesting is that you run Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic.
Yes.
Now, when I hear homeopathic, I hear alternative medicine.
Correct.
Okay. How relevant or how important is homeopathic medicine in the space of medical practice?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. If you look at homeopathy, that's why we call alternative. Okay. When we say something is alternative, meaning that
another option.
Another option.
Okay.
That is where orthodox is not doing extremely well.
Okay.
Homeopathy come to supplement that. So if you look at homeopathy, unlike orthodox, for instance, the clear difference is that, for instance, if somebody is having, let's say, a disease like diabetes, whereas the orthodox will check the sugar level, sees that, okay, the sugar level is high. Yeah. The person gives you, the medical doctor gives you metformin, Dowlin, insulin, brings down the sugar level. What happens is that you'll be on medication for the rest of the person's life. Yeah. Homeopathy is different. Okay. Homeopathy will want to dive into it to find out what is causing the sugar level to rise. Is it a lifestyle that is causing that? Okay. Or it is a medical condition? Or that organ that is called pancreas that is supposed to produce insulin is not producing enough. Okay. And for that matter, the sugar level, when you eat, the sugar level ends up in the blood.
Okay.
That's what homeopathy does. So we look at the actual, homeopathy is about looking at the actual causes of a problem. So homeopathy is about correctional form of a problem. And that is how come anybody going to a homeopathic clinic, apart from you taking medication, we don't dwell on the medication alone to be able to cure your problem. Your lifestyle is advised.
Okay.
So we dive further to see your daily routine, what you do with your life, what the kind of food you even eat, your lifestyle in general.
Okay.
So we shape that lifestyle, you understand, in conformance with the kind of problem that you are suffering from. So that so homeopathy, the core aim is to be able to win people from medical conditions or problems. Okay. So when it comes to stroke, for instance, assuming somebody is having stroke, what homeopathy does is that we want to find out what type of stroke it is.
Yeah, ischemic or hemorrhagic.
Ischemic or hemorrhagic.
Yeah.
Now, what is causing the stroke? Are you having a medical condition, and for that matter, you are getting the stroke? Somebody may be suffering from probably diabetes. Okay. And for that matter, the sugar level keeps on rising. That probably led to the stroke. Okay. Somebody probably could be having hypertension. Some people are living with hypertension, they don't even know they are hypertensive. Yeah. Others are also hypertensive, they are taking medication, but they don't do routine checks to find out, because if you are hypertensive and you are taking hypertensive medication, it does not end it. Yeah. Anytime there could be a trigger. So somebody could be taking it, they say, oh, once I'm taking hypertensive medication, okay. I'm okay. No, you are not okay. Routinely, you need to check. Okay. Somebody could be suffering from cholesterol. You may not know, and these are some of the causes of stroke. Okay. Somebody could be having excess cholesterol in the body. That could trigger. Somebody could be having cardiovascular conditions. Okay. The heart is probably not pumping enough blood. That could result in that condition as well. Okay. Or somebody's lifestyle. Somebody
too much alcohol,
too much consumption of alcohol, smoking, abuse of drugs. Okay. Stress level. We need to find a way of distressing ourselves. Manage. How do we manage our stress? Okay. Some people are not able to manage their stress. That can even result into stroke. Okay. You understand? So some people are also not exercising. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, for instance, if you are lucky to be working in such environment, you move from your car, which is probably air-conditioned car, move to office, which is air-conditioned, you go home,
you come to the studio,
you come to yes. So if you don't make conscious effort to be able to exercise, in fact, you are killing yourself. Exercise is as important as taking water and eating. Yeah. Some people also don't rest. You realize that, and that's how, this is what is killing people. Yeah. Now, if you look at even I think this last week or so, a lot of papers recorded that stroke is on the rise. Yeah. And it's true. In fact, there is no single day that some of us, endpoint, we don't record less than 5 patients suffering from stroke. Not all stroke. Yeah. Not stroke that people had lived with it. Fresh cases of stroke conditions. That should tell you that, in fact, any stroke, you see, when we talk about stroke, if your family member, a friend, or yourself had not experienced it, you will not understand where I'm coming from.
Okay. Now, because a lot of people haven't experienced it, we may not be able to tell if somebody is having a stroke. What are the signs and symptoms? How do we know?
Thank you so much. The signs of stroke, there are 2 ways that I want to talk about. First of all, somebody having stroke, if you want to find out whether somebody is attacked by stroke, sometimes you can let the person raise the arm. You can ask the person who you suspect might have been affected by stroke should raise the arm. You realize that the person tries raising the arm,
the hand is not going.
The hand is not going up.
Wow.
You understand? So the hand will be drifting downwards. That could be a sign of it. Okay. Some people to their face. Sometimes the face, you can ask somebody. The droop, yes. Okay. Or sometimes you can even ask the person to laugh. Or even from a simple phrase, you realize that there will be that kind of drooping over there. That is a sign of it. Okay. Sometimes too, there's a physical way that you can see it. Some part of the body paralyzes. Okay. Sometimes it could be half side. Okay. Sometimes it could be the left, it could be the right side of the body. But when this thing happens, that means that the stroke has already taken place. Yeah. Or sometimes even the speech. Okay. Either there will be complete loss of speech, or there will be partial loss of speech. That is one of the signs. But there are certain signs that actually present itself some months before. Those signs could be numbness.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll get some people having serious sudden numbness.
Okay.
Sometimes with heaviness in any part of the body, the limbs.
Okay.
Sometimes one may feel pains or weakness at the limbs. That's the feet, the arms, and then the feet.
Okay.
Some people
sudden weakness.
Sudden weakness.
Okay.
Some people may have start getting joint pains. Sometimes pulling pains, as if your veins are being pulled.
Oh.
These are sometimes never shakes.
Okay.
Part of the body could be shaken.
Yeah.
Or sometimes never shocks. There's a difference between never shocks and shakes. Okay. Shakes is when the part of the body, you know,
just trembling or
yes,
something. Yeah.
Correct. And then the shocks is you get a feeling that somebody is using, actually you are being
electrified. Okay.
You are being electrified. So you get those kind of shocks. Sometimes burning sensations.
Okay. Wow.
You get serious burns, as if rub or any what pepper or anything
has been applied
to your skin.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes movement in the body. You get movement.
Wow.
Sometimes with tingling sensations, pains and little pains.
Yeah.
Nervous imbalances. When you are when you are walking, as if you are being pushed.
Okay.
Or sometimes you feel imbalance. You understand?
Yeah.
All these signs actually comes
before
the stroke actually actually strikes you down, where you start having loss of speech, partially loss of speech, paralysis, and all those things.
How do we prevent it? I mean, as simply as we can possibly put it.
Thank you so much. We can prevent stroke by changing our lifestyle and then making sure medical conditions are addressed very well. First of all, we should be able to find out whether we are hypertensive or even, I mean, there are basic tests that everybody needs to be able to do.
Yeah.
So if you are hypertensive, you make sure you go on your medication. If your cholesterol is very high, you have to make sure you do a lot of exercises. You eat food that are friendly.
Okay.
You understand?
What do you mean friendly food?
Friendly food, like the fiber-giving food.
Okay.
They are friendly too. When you eat those kind of food, you don't end up getting, it even mitigates the effect of cholesterol.
Okay.
So like certain food like oats, wheat, the local rice, those kind of any fiber-giving food, very good for, if you are somebody who's suffering from cholesterol, you eat those kind of food, more fruit and vegetables. That are very good. And then exercises. Like I said from the beginning, exercises are as important as we drinking water.
Okay.
So we should make sure that at least 30 minutes or 45 minutes walk in a day, it shouldn't be too much at all.
Okay.
And then we should cut down the intake of alcoholic beverages.
Okay.
And even the smoking and all that, it should be minimized to the barest
minimum.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, when we do all these things, and then we are able to check our vitals. You check your pressure, you check your sugar level, you check your HB. These are tests that, routinely
you should do.
Everybody should be able to do it at least once in 6 months, or even if your health means so much to you, once in 3 months wouldn't be too much. And then possibly if you go to a pharmacy or something, or if you go to your health center, you can let them purchase the hypertensive machine for you.
Okay.
And then they show you how you can do it, so that at least you can know that when you wake up in the morning,
you can check yourself.
Check your pressure. Yeah. These are the ways that we can actually employ in our daily lives to be able to make sure that stroke do not come out.
Where can people find Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic?
Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, we are on the Spintex Road Shell signboard. Okay. That is our main office. We have a branch too at Tema Committee 22, Kumase, Kronom Abue here. We have one at Takrade, Anaje Queen of Peace, Enzema, Eziama, and then Techiman. Okay. The last word I want to say is that I want to tell people that stroke, apart from, one can die from stroke. One can be permanently disabled because of stroke. There are people, if people come to you and you know the caliber of people who are coming to you, people of substance, people who are heading businesses, they come to you and you realize that they are not even for them to ease themselves, somebody has to help. Yes, some of them are in pampers because of stroke. Somebody cannot even speak. Some people are not able to recognize their family members. Somebody comes to you and you ask the person, who is this woman to you? He said, I don't know. And that woman is the wife. they've been married for ages because of stroke.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a kind of every
serious
disease.
problem.
I believe there's no good disease. But I believe some are worse
Than others.
than others. And I believe, if you ask me, stroke is one of the diseases. Because disease that can render somebody become crippled. Somebody, you know, you cannot move without using wheelchairs and all that. Then we should know that it's a very serious condition.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Dr. Edu Boateng. Dr. Edu Boateng is the CEO of Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, and he's been teaching us about stroke, everything that we need to know, and how to prevent stroke as well. You can watch this segment again on YouTube, CityTube. Just go there and you'll get to play the whole thing back again.